Good morning, YouTube. This is Rockhead from Virginia Rockhead. Today is Sunday, so it's locally collected rock day. We're gonna get things started with our Rebel Extreme 17-pound barrel full of locally collected blue quartz, and the worldwide rock tumbling competition rocks are in here. But before I get started with that, I'd like to give a shout out to Nick from City Rockhounding. He does his rockhounding up in Michigan. He's got a pretty cool channel, just getting started. He's got a knack for making videos. His videos are pretty cool. Go check that out. And he truly embraces the social aspect of social media. So I appreciate that. I'd also like to give a shout out to Woody from Rock Your World Mountain Minerals. He's got a YouTube channel that he's just kind of getting started out to. He's got some really cool rocks on there, and he is very knowledgeable of local rocks. I do my rock hounding up in the northern part of Virginia, and he does his way down in the southwestern part. But yeah, I need to learn my local rocks a little better than I do, so I'm working on that. And one more shout out to Kara from Maryland, who emailed me with some very motivating words to keep doing my thing here, so I appreciate that. Kara, thank you very much. So let me get this barrel washed out and see what we've got. Okay, so here is the contents. It's always fun to crack open that barrel after a week of tumbling. Everything's moving right along. Here is the main rock tumbling competition rock. That's just a gorgeous rock. But what I'm going to do now is just break these down into their different piles and go through, see if anything's ready to move on, and you know, we'll pick out a few rocks of interest. This is another rock tumbling competition rock. So let me do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the blue quartz. This stuff is coming along every week. This is one of the smoother pieces in there. Got all sorts of different shades and textures and sizes in here. This one is going to take a very long time in the tumbler. That side doesn't look too bad, but you can see that side has a long way to go. Different shades of blue. This one's a little bit lighter colored. I like this one. Some of these pieces, like this one here, was cut on the saw. This is a piece that I found here in Fairfax County. We were originally calling this the blue polka dot rock because it looks like it has polka dots. I didn't associate it with the blue quartz because it looked different. You can see the stuff that I find here in Fairfax County doesn't seem to be as pure as the stuff that I found in Loudoun County. So from a little bit of internet research, I found that Loudoun County is kind of a hotbed for the blue quartz. It's pretty easily found in Loudoun County. So I'm not sure if this is some kind of more or less pure version of the blue quartz. I'll have to do a little bit more research and get back with you on that. But here's the blue quartz tumbling along. I also am still experimenting with the grit levels, so hopefully I'll get that right and things will be moving along a little faster. All right, next up is the worldwide rock tumbling competition rocks. Okay, so here we are with the tumbling competition rocks. They are in the barrel that is experiencing some problems, so they are moving a little slower
but that's really okay. I've got plenty of time. You can see this one's got a ways to go. It's starting to look pretty cool in there. It's kind of weird. These rocks, they don't look like the same rock, but they came in the same, you know, the package that with the tumbling competition rocks. I've forgotten what type of rock it is. I'll put it in writing. This is my favorite one. It's a pretty cool looking rock. You can see that kind of swirly design down in there. But as I said before, I only have one of these. The rest just aren't as cool. So we'll just see what we can do. We'll do the best we can do. So for now, these will go back in the tumbler, and I will make absolutely sure not to exceed the 3/4 of the way full. And hopefully I'll use my grit more efficiently and get these rocks tumbled more efficiently. So next up is the Thumlers 15-pound barrel. But before that, I've got a word about the 100 subscriber rock giveaway. So just a real quick word about the grit problem that I've been having. This Rebel Extreme 17-pound barrel has a very tall, narrow shape to it. So in order for the rocks, when this thing's laying on its side, to tumble correctly, they need some room to fall over each other and kind of grind on each other. So because of the tall, narrow design of this thing, you have to be very careful on the inside to not overfill it. It's more susceptible to being overfilled with that tall, narrow design. So the barrel is 8 inches deep. So 2 inches would be 3/4. 2 inches from the top would be 3/4 of the way full. So the rule is 2/3 to 3/4. So I'm going to try to go about 2.5 inches here with the rock filling. Add 17 teaspoons of my 80 grit. You fill it up to just about an inch below the level of the rocks. So that's what I'll do, and hopefully next week we'll have a more efficient use of our grit. All right, let me buckle this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the Thumlers barrel full of locally collected rocks that I need to rinse out. Coming up at the end of this video, I'll have more information about the 100 subscriber giveaway. So let me get this barrel washed out and we'll do a progress check. Okay, so here's the contents all cleaned up and put out here. Everything is looking really good. I mean, everything is really starting to smooth out at exactly the same time. So hopefully we will have some stuff moving on and we'll get the Lotto tumbler fired back up and get some polished rocks coming out. So I will go through these rocks, see what's ready to move on and what's not, and then we'll discuss a few rocks of interest, hopefully add a few, and talk about the 100 subscriber giveaway. Be right back with you. Okay, let's just talk about a few rocks of interest. This one is what I believe to be petrified wood, or more exact, a limb cast, which is just a form of petrified wood. So I cut my limb cast in half. The other half is sitting out there. Maybe I'll do a comparison as we go. I didn't think of that until just this very second. So next time I'll try to remember to do the tumble piece compared to the original piece. I really like that. You can see the wood grain on both sides. It's got a nice color to it. This piece right here, I really like. It's dry now, so you can't see it as well, but you can see that quartz banding right there. I really like that. Here's the original crust side of the rock. This is the side that I cut. What else do we have here? Here is, I think this is just banded chert. It's pretty cool. Looks like maybe just a little bit of quartz here and there. Why is this piece not ready to move on? Oh, that one little fracture right there is what's preventing this one from moving on to the next stage, which is the lotto tumbler. That one little fracture. So you have to make these decisions when you're looking at these rocks. You know, does this piece move on or does it not? So I've decided this one's not moving on. This right here, I find when I'm out and about, I'm going to have to find out a little better what these things are. They come, I like them because they're already about 90% creek tumbled. You can see this thing really transmits lights pretty well. The reason it's not moving on is partly because of that yellow right there. That stuff will grind away pretty easily. But that's a really cool rock. I'm not sure if that's quartz or what that is. I'll have to do some research and find out. This rock is a pale green, and it's got this really cool quartz bend through it. Let me see, I'll get this one wet for you so you can see the difference. See, everything just looks better when it's wet. But yeah, I really like that rock, especially with the quartz band. Once again, I just don't know what it is. I promise you guys I will get better at finding out what these rocks are. This is the Virginia blue quartz. This stuff is really pretty. See, it's got those fractures right there. So the big question here is this stuff ever gonna not be fractured? You know, or should I just move it along with that fracture right there because it's not gonna get any better? You know, you just don't know. You just have to make the call whether it's going to move or not. Here's another piece of the blue quartz. As you can see, very fractured up. Will I be able to tumble that out? I don't know. I don't have enough experience tumbling this stuff. I hope that stuff will tumble out of there, but I just don't know for sure. This little rock right here is really pretty. I like the red and the yellow, and it's got some chalcedony in there. Let's see, does it transmit light at all? Not really. Sorry. Maybe just a little bit. But it's got some translucency to it. But those holes will probably never go away. It just seems to be, the rock is just that way. So once again, you have to ask yourself, do I keep tumbling it? Do I move it on to the next stage? Do I throw it away? I don't know. It's not moving along yet. This one right here, I think this rock is the same type of rock as the one we just talked about. Only it's a little smaller. This side looks pretty good, but that side doesn't. You can see it's a thin rock. You know, once again, do I move it on because it's getting pretty thin? I've decided not to move it on. It's going to tumble for another week. We'll see if we can get rid of some of those fractures right there. A little rock right here. I think, actually maybe, yeah, you know, I don't know. I think, well, it's already been decided for whatever reason. This one's not moving to the next stage. It will stay in the tumbler. This rock right here, I'm really happy with. It's got some good coloring. You can see that blue and white and brown in there. It's a really pretty rock. I'm not sure what it is. Originally, I thought it was petrified wood. It is very hard to identify rocks after they've been tumbled because you tumble away all the identifying marks, the angles and all the things that people look at to identify rocks. You tumble them away. So the only thing you have left is color and hardness, which really isn't enough. Let's see, this rock right here is real pretty, but you can see it's got that little fracture right there. Nice looking rock though. Another fracture, like this whole area right here is fractured. That's actually why I didn't move on. This right here is undercut. So we'll see if we can keep tumbling and get rid of that part and have the rest of the rock look like that. Here's a rock right here. I'm not sure if it will ever be good. It's got that big hole right there. It's got holes throughout. It's been in the tumbler. Spent some time with it. It's got a beautiful color. You see that nice red? I just don't know that this rock will ever tumble up well. I'm tempted to throw this one away. This one is definitely not doing well. You can see all that huge fracture through there. It's already kind of a small rock. I'm pretty sure I will throw this one away. More blue quartz, all fractured up. I mean, it's smooth, but it's got those fractures. Once again, a very pretty rock. Some good coloring. So this is the thing. When you order rocks on the internet, normally you're ordering rocks that have been tried and tested and proven to be good tumbling rocks. So you can just stick them in a tumbler and just keep an eye on them and they'll turn out well. When you collect rocks locally, you don't know what you're getting into. And I think some of these rocks just aren't going to be good tumblers. I mean, you can see that huge fracture right there. This rock has some really cool coloring on it. My poor lighting doesn't allow you to see the really cool coloring, but it does have some cool coloring on it. I just don't know that it will ever be a good rock because it's got all that. Once again, another cool rock. This one actually transmits lights really cool. Look at that. Pretty cool rock. Once again, loaded with fractures. This one has, let me get this out of the way. This has some beautiful coloring in it. It's got some marks. Got some little holes, issues with it. but it's very pretty. It's got that dark red in there. Another problem child. This type of rock we've seen before. That's the same as, pretty similar to this one and this one that we've already looked at. Excuse me for my hand. These three rocks right here are all similar, and they're all causing me problems. This rock right here is pretty cool, but it's got all this right here. So you have to ask yourself, how far am I willing to go to try to make this rock good? I mean, it's got some really cool coloring. It's got some good translucency to it. But it's just got that problem area. So should I take it outside and put it to the grinder? I don't know. This piece right here, I think this is just pure chalcedony. I mean, no color, no nothing. You can see kind of, sort of, some banding in there. Oh, that's too bright. But it's a pretty rock. It's still got some little flaws in it that I should be able to tumble out. But other than that, it's a nice, smooth, pretty rock. That's the main fracture right there. This rock right here started out to be a nice, beautiful green rock, and you can see all that fracturing and undercutting going on there. This one just might prove itself to not be a good tumbler. Some more blue quartz. This is this is the Fairfax County blue quartz. It's different than the Loudoun County blue quartz. This is kind of what we called the polka dot rock before. This is just all blue quartz right there. Here's an interesting rock. I only have one of these. It's black rock with this red and yellow on there. Pretty cool rocks. Got a ways to go. It's only been in the tumbler a short period of time, so it should be good to go. Hopefully that yellow in there doesn't appear to be very deep, so hopefully we don't tumble that away. This right here is what I think is the amygdaloidal basalt. So those little colors in there are minerals that leaked into a volcanic rock. They're actually tumbling pretty much at the same pace as the basalt rock. The problem is the basalt rock itself is loaded with all these holes and fractures, and actually that's undercutting from the minerals right there. So that's definitely undercutting from the minerals. This one, the minerals aren't doing too bad, but the rock itself has those holes in it, so not turning out to be such a great tumbling rock. Let me try to move on here a little quicker. This rock I really like. It's very white and pretty. It had one little flaw in it. See that little dot right there? I don't know what that is, but hopefully one more week in the tumbler will get rid of that one. Let's see how well this one. Yeah, that thing loves the light. We got this rock right here. Looking good. It's got some nice color in the middle of it there. It also has some fractures in it, which is why it's not moving on quite yet. This rock right here is interesting. You see that little metallic flake in there? I'm not sure what that metallic flake is. It actually has a bunch of them in there. What is that stuff called? Fool's gold. I can't remember what it's called. Pyrite? I don't know. I think that might be fool's gold in there. Cool rock though. It's just got a ways to go. I'm trying to hurry this along here. This rock right here I've had in the tumbler for a long time. It broke. It's kind of pink. It's got some cool black marks on it, but it's just been tumbler. It's worn down to nothing, and then it broke. So that's another thing to consider is, is my rock going to break if I leave it in the tumbler too long? In this case, yes. This rock right here is petrified wood. It's got some rough edges right there. Broke right there. Okay, I'm almost done here. This rock right here is pretty cool. Once again, don't know exactly what this is, but it's got some really cool bands in there. I mean, look at all those bands. So these are fractures, but deep down in there are bands. These are 3 rocks that my son, Rockhead Jr., found this one. He likes that nice dark red color. This is Quentin's rock. It's a pretty cool rock. It's got some depth to it. It's got a lot going on. And this is EJ's rock. More of that kind of yellow rock that we find around here with that black banding on it. And the last rock to look at here is my favorite one with that shadow banding that wraps all the way around here. Look down in that rock. It's got a long way to go. It's got some fractures all there. But it's interesting, you can see that banding. It's not looking like a fracture like some of these the real fractures are. So, not sure what's going on there either. Hopefully I'll be able to find out. And just one more thing, real quick. I know this video is long. These rocks are moving on to the Lotto tumbler. Sorry. Yep, this one's got fractures, but they'll never go away. It's pretty cool. Plume agate you can see down in there, especially when it's wet. These are the rocks moving on. Okay, so I'll be right back with some information about the 100 subscriber giveaway. Okay folks, sorry about the super long video today. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up please, and consider subscribing. So these are the rocks that I'm going to add to the barrel today. This is a piece of, I believe this is a piece of gneiss. I think this might be a piece of locally found unakite. Pretty excited about that. Never found unakite before. This, with my poor lighting, you can't see. It's got some really nice dark green color to it. That's got some nice red color. Piece of petrified wood. That little groove right there bothers me, but I'm not going to do anything with it just yet. This is a piece of local, I don't know if it's banded chalcedony, I don't know what that is, but it's got the bands in there. I did cut it on the saw. Just another local rock. Another piece of what I think is petrified wood. I've already had one of these pieces go through. This one looks like it might have some pretty cool stuff, kind of like the local, the worldwide rock tumbling competition rock. We'll see if it turns out that cool. Probably not. So the 100 subscriber giveaway, we will pick in 1 week. Go back a week ago where I first mentioned the competition. I'll show you what the video looks like right here. The winner will be picked by the YouTube comment generator. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and use the keyword Rockhead. So thanks for watching, folks.